Hi, I'm Dr. Irfan Ahmed Beg from MNS University of Agriculture, Multan, and I am presenting the case study site from the southern Punjab. Moga Kotu Yadal is situated at the tail end of the Alipur minor. While the overall water availability is low, as this area is experiencing the acute water shortage from both the surface as well as the groundwater sources. Overall temperature is higher, rainfall is low. Thus, this area is facing a higher level of salinity, as we can very well see from this picture that about one-fifth of the overall agricultural land is facing higher levels of salinity. We can see a few pictures of the salt-affected land in the area. From the perspective of ASSRB project, this area has a very interesting mix of challenges as well as opportunities. If we can see on different facts presented on the slide, the overall literacy level is high. Small farmers are small, salinity is high, freshwater availability is low. The farmer they have to rely on a single source of the crop, as well as the off-farm income opportunities are low, and the area is characterized by the extreme gender imbalance, as we have experienced during the field visits. Similarly, opportunities are also great. There are new avenues of connectivity and off-farm income opportunities. We have also been succeeded in isolating bright spot farmers who have courage to take initiatives. Few of these initiatives are mentioned in front of you. Presence of university research and demonstration farm in the vicinity also presents a good opportunity to demonstrate R&D initiatives. We have also been able to involve multiple stakeholders in this process. Recently held film workshop have helped us in designing a pathway for future course of action. The workshop also provided us an indication of the interest of the community, including farmers and other stakeholders in co-learning process. A good number of farmers, both male and female, have participated in this 2 days workshop and provided us with their valuable feedback. On the basis of the interaction with the community, the project team has been able to identify future initiatives and R&D plans, which includes soil and water profiling of the area, multiple training activities for the farmers, and especially for the female farmers, then designing research experiments and value addition plans. Future plans also include development of Bright Spot 2 in the Muzaffargarh district, involving a saline aquaculture bright spot in another highly saline area of South Punjab. At the end, I am again thankful for this opportunity on behalf of my team, and looking forward for the feedback from the participants. Thank you very much.
This presentation is in continuation of Dr. J's presentation, wherein he briefly introduced the Malwa community. ACIR has been actively engaged with this community since 2016 through the Improving the Groundwater Management project. I will just focus on the additional measures that have been taken with regard to ASSIB project and what will be the future course of action. Malwa, or village Mithakan Dharijo to be specific, is around 2 hours drive from Meranati towards northeast. This distributory is geographically placed between Rohri Main Canal on the east and River Indus on the west. Similar to the situation in southern Punjab, the main cause of salinization here is also because of the increased dependence on the poor quality groundwater, because of the limited and unreliable surface water supply, especially in the middle and tail end reaches of the distributory. This picture is also taken at one of the farms here, and the extent of salinity is very much visible. As soon as the project started, the Malwa farming community and other stakeholders were once again engaged through an initial introductory workshop on the 9th of April this year. This workshop was held to understand the existing salinity issues, agro-socioeconomic scenario, and to briefly discuss the local solutions available to address these issues. The participants in this workshop included the local farming community, mute and soft teams, Agriculture Extension and On-Farm Water Management Department, SCR, Small Ruminant Project, Sindh Chamber of Agriculture, and our partner in this project, IUCN. Systemic data collection has already been started for the detailed profiling of the community with the support of SOFTI. The data includes the livelihoods, cropping patterns, dangers or threats due to salinization, current adaptation measures, and so on. Several male and female farmers have already been identified who are willing to collaborate with the ASSIB team on co-designed research. Collaboration with Malwa also benefits from the prior and ongoing research by MUTE postgraduate students. Moving further, a stakeholder forum has been established with the assistance of the local community and SOFT team. With the assistant, the main purpose of this forum is to help co-design and deliver research. The forum includes, among others, the local farmers, salinity professionals, soil scientists, agronomists, and many others. Hence, it may be concluded that this is a case study is a work in progress. And the way forward is to develop a new set of action plans that have been co-designed by the community, the researchers, and others. Thank you.
Located some 4 hours travel from Karachi, the site is in the heart of the Indus Delta. The diverse landscapes are dominated by agriculture, mudflowers, and mangrove ecosystems. The land-sea interface vividly exhibits all three forms of secondary salinity. Salinity caused by inefficient drainage, by use of subquality groundwater, and by the sea intrusion. The communities have been completely engulfed by the invading sea and now live on the mudflats along the creeks, where living has completely changed from how it was some 60 years before. We have so far identified 28 farmer households who are willing to collaborate with the project. Observing biophysical features, social analysis, and livelihood strategies adopted. We have categorized these households into 3 groups to understand better adaptation trends already practiced in the area and to identify the full range of potential options through inquiry research. Group 1 are families fully engaged in agriculture. They are battling severe salinity due to erratic and scanty supply of canal water, inefficient drainage, and subsurface sea intrusion. Group 2 are families intermittently involved in agriculture. Subsurface water is brackish or saline, and canal water may not reach their lands for many months or even years. These families have resorted to fish farming, crop fattening, and wild fisheries, but can cultivate crops when water is available. Group 3 are families who earlier depended on livestock and red rice crops when their ancestral lands were inundated by Indus River some 60 years before. Their lands are now engulfed by sea and have been eroded away or turned into mudflowers. Presently, they do fish farming, crab fattening ponds, and a great deal in wild fisheries. They still have some livestock which forages on mangroves and wild oryza. IUCN, with the support of SOFT, has started detailed profiling of the subject communities, listing livelihoods, hazards, vulnerabilities, coping mechanisms, and other indicators. Requirement of such data is anticipated in the face of upcoming long-term 10-year research program. An initial local level stakeholder forum at the case study site has been established. Relevant farmer institutions and informal networks were identified with the consultation of community, which include peasant community, fish farmers, large landholders, and the like. This forum will be ever evolving. So far, a number of individuals, staffs, and representatives have expressed their willingness to participate in the stakeholder forum. Thus, the stakeholder forum has experts in the fields like aquaculture, plant pathology, community nutrition, and others. Thank you.